It's time to explore the tool windows again. This time, the focus is on arranging them on the screen and how to change their docking status. I'm in Visual Studio and I've closed every tool window, which means I have a vacant looking IDE. I'll start by adding a single tool window. I choose Server Explorer. By default, it docks itself to the left side of the IDE, but I can change the window state. There are several ways to do that. One is by right-clicking on the title bar and choosing one of these options. First, I'll choose Float. That makes it a free floating window. I can also choose to right-click and choose Dock as Tabbed Document. This adds the tool window to the tab well. Now I'll right-click and choose Float. And then lastly, I'd like to redock it to the left side of the screen. You might think you can accomplish this by right-clicking and choosing Dock, but that doesn't work. As you can see, the default position for docking, if you use that option, is to dock across the bottom of the screen, which is not what I want. So let me float this again. Whenever you are dragging a floating tool window, the visualizers appear on the screen. They appear in different areas. There is one in the center of the screen that looks like this four-sided cross, and some small items on the edge of the screen. These visualizers are there to help me envision where the item is going to be docked. For instance, keep your eye on the point of my mouse. As I move the point of my mouse over this visualizer on the left side of the screen, you'll see a blue ghost window appear. Now when I let go of my mouse, I dock the window to the left side of the screen. Imagine you want to dock it to the right side of the screen. Think you know how to do that? Sure you do. Drag it over here to this visualizer and let go. What about that one in the center of the screen? Let's take a look at the visualizer in the center of the screen. This is just another way of visualizing it without having to move all the way over to the left or right edge of the screen. This will dock it to the right side of the screen. This visualizer will dock it to the left side of the screen. And finally, there is something in the center of this cross in the center of the window. Let's go look at that. You see the ghost window? Look in the upper left. Does that look like a ghost tab up there? It does, doesn't it? So when I let go of my mouse, you'll see that this is the same as using that dock as tabbed document. Bring this out, drag it over to the side to dock it to the left-hand side of the screen, and then I'll change the size. Next, I want to add a second tool window so we can see how you can dock tool windows either together or next to each other. This time, I'll choose the Solution Explorer. It defaults to docking on the right side of the screen. Now, when I drag this window, the same visualizers appear. So I could, of course, dock this to the left side of the screen like this. And now I have two tool windows docked right next to each other, and they share a splitter between the two of them. I can also move this Solution Explorer in next to the Server Explorer by using a different visualizer. Let's see how that's done. I'll drag this window over and watch what happens when my mouse moves over the Server Explorer. A new visualizer appears centered over the Server Explorer. Now, when I choose to dock on the bottom, top, left, or right, I'm choosing the relationships with the Server Explorer. So if I choose to dock to the bottom, what happens is the Server Explorer occupies the top half of the left docking container, and the Solution Explorer occupies the bottom half of the left-sided docking container. And of course, there is a splitter bar between these two as well. I'll drag this window again. This time, I'll move it to the top docking position, like that. And finally, let's drag this down and use it over this center icon. Remember that makes a tabbed document window normally? Well, now look what's happening. The blue ghost outline is showing a small tab on the bottom left side of the Server Explorer. So when I let go, I end up with the two windows sharing the same container, and they're showing two separate tabs. I click on this tab to see the Server Explorer, this tab to see the Solution Explorer. Now, of course, I can move these together to the other side of the screen, and I can choose to auto hide and do all the other things we've learned about the tool windows. For the final demo, I'll take Server Explorer, drag this tab out so it becomes a free floating window again. And for this final docking demo, I want to dock this on the right side of the screen. And there you have it. we've explored how to use the Tool Window title bar and the Visual Studio visualizers to control the docking of our tool windows.